गणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकार व्याप्तं येन चराचर तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। With the blessings of Shri Krishna and all the acharyas, let us churn the butter, that is Geetarjanam, Bhagavad Gita, through churning the mind, which is buttermilk. Let us take in Vasudeva and Bhagavad Gita into our being with deep breaths. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Devyai Geetamritaye. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Devyai Geetamritaye. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Devyai Geetamritaye. In the last session, I had stopped explaining Bhishma Drona Tata, that shloka. The whole Mahabharata is flowing like Rana Nadi. Rana means war, Yuddha. And it is happening with so much of turbulence, different things happening continuously. So it is a very turbulent, frightening river in which Kauravas are there, Pandavas are also there. Let us see how they proceed in this Rananadi. It is very much parallel to our life as well. Rananadi. When we take it to our life, even our life is also Nadi. It can be pleasant Ganga Nadi, or it can be turbulent Ganga Nadi also. You might have heard of Vaitarani Nadi. For the jivas who are righteous, when they enter that Vaitarani river, which is between Bhumi and Naraka, when they are passing through that passage, the righteous jivas, they feel that water as Amrita, because they are experiencing the same blissful life even while passing through that. Whereas the sinful jivas who have led their life in a bad way, they see that Vaitarani river as blood, the river of blood. So here also in Rananadi, the experience of both Kauravas and Pandavas are very different. For that Rananadi, let us take from Kaurava's side. Bhishma Drona Tata. Duryodhana had employed Bhishma and Drona as the supporting pillars, as the banks of the river. So they were guiding the ongoing of the river, Rananadi. And Jayadratha Jala. Jayadratha was the commander-in-chief. And he is like the water. Water pervades, make its own way to reach out a very possible places. In the same way, the words of Jayadratha used to reach each one in the army. So he was that Jayadratha, whose depth cannot be fathomed. Even in river, we cannot really judge how deep the water is. Like that, even Jayadratha was on Kaurava's side. Gandhara Nilotpala. Gandhara is Shakuni. He is like the blue lotus. Its roots and the stem in the water, they make even the boats get stuck. They get stuck in that web of the roots and the stem of Nilotpala. On top of it, the flower Nilotpala is very attractive and beautiful. It looks beautiful. We feel like rowing the boat towards Nilotpala, but it is very treacherous. For that matter, Manmatha has 5 flower-tipped arrows. Nilotpala is the last one, which he showers on the lovers, which causes death. So everyone is afraid of that 5th bana, the 5th arrow of Manmatha. Here in Mahabharata, Shakuni is like that Nilotpala. On top, on the surface level, whatever he talks, whatever his strategy, we can say, his concept, everything looks very attractive. Oh, it has to be taken. It has to be followed. That is the right way. Like that, it looks. But it is very treacherous and highly deceptive strategy. So once we get caught into that, they could not come out. Like that, Shakuni had kept Duryodhana in his hands, in his fist. So he was stuck. And he was highly influenced by Shakuni, Gandhara. Shalya Grahavati. Shalya is Drona's son. He is also very courageous, heroic warrior, and he had come into the army. How is he? He is like the shark. Shalya Grahavati, which is very dangerous. It can overturn the boat. It has that amount of power in it. That was Shalya. Kripena Vahani. Kripacharya, the guru of both Kauravas and Pandavas. He was like the undercurrent. So, outwardly, Kripacharya never used to show the reaction or any expression highlighting what he feels inside. So he was like the undercurrent, which is very strong. And he used that power in him because he knew the greatness and the weakness of both Pandava side as well as the Kaurava side. So even Kripacharya was in a very precarious position in Kaurava's army. Karnena Velakula. Karna, he had his own strength, power, both physical and mental, and he was a very good archer. So he was present in the army of Duryodhana like the turbulent waves. Ashwathama, Vikarna, Ghoramakara. Ghoramakara is again man-eating crocodile, the alligators. Like that, they used to follow these Pandavas, try to catch them. Duryodhana Vartini, that Duryodhana was like the whirlpool who could suck in, take in anyone who comes into his crooked skin. And he was always looking to get the best from Pandava's side. So with all these people, they in that Rana Nadi, how many obstacles? Sotirna khalu. Indeed. Khalu means indeed. Sotirna khalu Pandavai Rananadi Kaivattakah Keshava. They were all sitting in the boat. The Pancha Pandavas were sitting in the boat, which was rowed by, driven by none other than Keshava. And that Keshava is Keshava, one who has good control of the mind and the five senses. And he is rowing the boat. He is guiding and taking the Pandavas very safely, and thus they could cross this Rana Nadi successfully. So, this is for a seeker or even to a devotee. What we have to follow is even our life is Mahabharata. In that, we also come across situations as well as people who would be posing themselves as Karna, Duryodhana, Shalya, Drona, Bhishma. So we should be in the witness mode and see the whole situation, how it is happening. Get the idea clearly and then move forward, which Krishna used to do. Because Krishna was on the side of Pandava, he was able to guide them so well. In the same way, even if we are constantly connected with Krishna, who is none other than our own Atma, we will be guided on the right path. He sees that Krishna, who is inside as Atma, he guides us in such a way that we are always moving on the right path. Even if any obstacles come, we are ready to face it. So let us see the next one. Parasharyavaj sarojamamalam Geetarjanam.
पाराशर्यवच सरोजममलं गीतार्थगम्भोत्कटम्
नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम्.
नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम्.
लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरः पेपीयमानं मुदा.
लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा.
भूयात् भारत पङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे.
भूयात् भारत पङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे.
ॐ नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय.
ॐ नमो देव्यै गीतामृताय.
ॐ नमो देव्यै गीतामृताय.
ॐ नमो नमः Om Namo Namaha.
Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha.
This is a very beautiful shloka which we can get into meditation easily. Let me give you what the whole shloka is telling us. There is flower, or there are flowers of different colors and shades in the garden. And the petals of the flower is very attractive color, which attracts from far itself the bees and the butterflies, and they come closer. When they are coming closer and closer, they are able to get the fragrance of the flower also. So, without delay, they go and hover around the petals, enjoying the color and the fragrance of the flower. And slowly, they are more attracted towards the center of the flower, and they sit on the stamens, which has pollens at the end of the stamen, and they start drinking, sucking the nectar of the flower, not knowing, not at all knowing that they have pollens stuck to their feet. And once they are done with sipping the nectar, they fly away to another flower and the pollination happens there. And we see many more flowers coming up healthily in the garden. So, Parasharya Vacha, the words which are coming from Parashara is Vyasa, Veda Vyasa. The words coming out of his mouth are like the water in the lake. It is like a lake, beautiful lake. The words. Sarojam Amalam. And there is lotus, which is pure, Amala, without any dirt on it or in it. It is that pure. And Geetartha Gandhot Katam. And it is giving the fragrance which is so attractive, pleasant. What is it? It is Geetartha, the meaning of Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Nana Kyanaka Kesaram. And there are so many stamens in the center of the flower. What is that? It is the Harikatha, the stories connected with Hari, that is Krishna. Also, Hari means one who takes away or one who liberates the Jivatmas by taking away the sins. Hari Katha, his glorious stories, Sambodhana Bodhitam, and also through the conversations and instructions, all the more we are getting the beauty of that flower, giving so many stamens. Loke Sajjana Shat Padairaharaha. And in this world, there are so many bees. Which are they? The bhaktas, the seekers of self, who are following ardently Bhagavad Gita. They are drinking the nectar every day by day. They are drinking that nectar. Loke sajjana. Sajjana means well-minded, one who has the good intelligence. That means it is ready to understand, grasp, and take it and apply it to the life. They are the sajjanas. Shatpadai, like the bees, aha, day by day, every day. Pepiyamanam, they are drinking that nectar, muda, with joy. Bhuyat Bharata Pankajam, that lotus is none other than Bharata, which is Mahabharata, which is Kalimala Pradhvamsine, which takes away the evil effects, influence of Kali, Shreyase, and it gives the Shreyas, bringing the Shreyas, glory to the bee, that is Sajjana, who is drinking it every day. See, there is so much we have to take from this shloka, because Mahabharata is like a lotus with so many petals. Yes, what are those petals? The very juicy stories, situations which are filled with navarasas, different kinds of people from different walks of life. All the stories which is attracting us, like the color of the petals. Not only that, that lotus, which is pure, is also giving the nice fragrance as Bhagavad Gita. And the stamen, which are in the center, are all the stories of Krishna and his conversations, his instructions, his strategies, his way of getting the solution for any problems. All these things are like stamen with pollens. So, when we are hovering around the petals, enjoying the petals, how many days we will be running around? Not really. If it was only the colors without the fragrance, do you think the bees or us as bees would have gone to that flower called Mahabharata? That would be like any other kavya. There are n number of kavyas. Are we attracted to it even after so many centuries? But this Bhagavad Gita is still very much alive, and it is parting with so much of life to all of us. That is because it has that fragrance, the very essence that is making us glow to that lotus called Mahabharata. No doubt we are taking the insights from the petals as well as Bhagavad Gita, which is main. And without knowing, unknowingly, we are stuck with the pollens because we are sitting on Harikatha. So when we are listening to Harikatha, when we are studying Harikatha, without our effort, that would have seeped in our being, isn't it? We are influenced by that. For that matter, when Vedavyasa Maharshi finished writing Mahabharata, such a great epic, exhaustive epic, even after that he was very, very disturbed and he was not in peaceful mind. And that is when Narada Muni came and asked him, you have written such nice Mahabharata epic. Why are you in this mood? Then he said, yes, I have written, but somehow I'm feeling disturbed. Mind is not at peace. It is incomplete. Then Narada Muni said, I know the reason. In Mahabharata, you have given the essence of that Krishna Paramatma, but praising like stotras of Krishna is not many in Mahabharata. So you write something else on just Krishna's greatness. You will feel very happy and you will be at peace. And that is when he wrote Bhagavatam. Once we hold the book Bhagavatam, we will never feel like keeping it down till we come to the last page. Haven't you felt it? It is so captivating. Krishna and his stories. So, in Mahabharata, which has so many stories, we are sitting on Harikatha and we are carrying the poems, which are nothing but the very essence of whole being taking this human birth. And pollination happens when we talk about it to others, isn't it? Or when we discuss with others, that pollination is happening. And we are spreading that happiness in the whole community. So I said it is very meditative because when we sit for meditation, the mind keeps going from one thought to another, like hovering around the petals. So from that, it has to start having the essence of the fragrance, which is coming from the center art. Once we catch on to that essence, the mind settles in the center, and that will do the magic of sending the pollens to the being. So when I was studying and contemplating a lot on this is how I felt. There is so much to take from this shloka. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunvanti Divyaistavai.
Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunvanti Divyaistavai.
Vedai Sanga Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga.
Vedai Sanga Padakramopanishadir Gayanti Yam Samaga.
Dhanavasthita तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो
यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः
यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ॐ नमो देव्यै गीतामृताय
ॐ नमो देव्यै गीतामृताय
ॐ नमो नमः
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 यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्र मरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैः स्तवैः. Stava is the praises, attributes, stotras, and which is divya, it is divine because it is sung by devatas. How are they singing? Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, Maruta, and many other gods are all singing in praise of Krishna, Ishvara. Vedaihi Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha. And also Krishna is sung through Samaveda, through Ghanapata, Padakrama, Upanishads, and Vedas, all the other three Vedas. He is sung because Krishna, Ishvara, is the very purport of Vedas and the Upanishads. And he is the very essence. He is the Lakshya, the goal to attain. So he is worshipped in that way. Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yoginah. Yogis, when they are in the deep dhyana, dhyanavasthita, in that deep meditation, in that state, they are seeing, pashyanti, they perceive, they see through their mind in that dhyanavastha. However, yasyantam na viduhu sura asura ganaha devaya tasmai namaha. Yet no one, yasyantam, whose limit or whose anta means the end or the limit, who cannot be measured at all. He is ever expansive, without any limit. Na viduhu, no one can know. They might be experiencing here and there, here and there. They have the connection. They have understood. They are perceiving. They are experiencing that Ishvara Krishna, but not in totality, because it is not possible. He is ever expansive. That is Nirakara Nirguna Brahman, that Krishna. Even though he is appearing in the form as Krishna, the real essence deep within is limitless. Yasyantam na viduhu. No one can know. Be it Sura or Asura Gana. Devas or Asuras. Asura is the demons. I bow down to that Deva, to that Ishvara. So this is also telling us take the idol, photo, or the vision of Krishna in form, but try to go even beyond. He is taking us beyond. Don't stop at just the mental view of Krishna. He's beyond, enjoying more as Nirguna Brahman. And Bhagavad Gita takes us to that. And here in Dhyana Shloka itself, it is hinting at it. Don't go for the surface level understanding. Take it in, turn it, contemplate on it, and come up with more understanding, more enjoying it, becoming one with what Bhagavad Gita is telling us. Now, do you remember we had skipped 3 shlokas? Now I'm going to take it, in which we are offering our Danda Namaskara to Vyasa Maharshi, because it is he who has compiled it and he has documented it so well that even now we are getting the benefit from it. So let us start from that. Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe.
Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. Pullaravinda Yatapatra Netra.
Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha.
Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha.
Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha.
Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam.
Kamsajano Ramadhan.
Kamsachanuramardhanam.
Devaki Paramanandam.
Devaki Paramanandam.
Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
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 Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. I bow down to Vyasa, who is Vishala Buddhi. Vishala Buddhi means his intelligence is so broad and deep. Vishala. Here it is not saying Divya Buddhe or Mahabuddhe or even Veda Vyasa. The adjective given to Vyasa Muni here is Vishala Buddhi, one who has that expansive Buddhi. Because to come up with such exhaustive epic Mahabharata, which has the stories of people from different walks of life, and also it has the spiritual wisdom, law, rules, ethics, everything is there in Mahabharata. And he is well versed in Vedas. And also he is exposed to different walks of life. His father is Parashara Maharshi. Parashara Maharshi. And mother is from Satyavati is from fisherman community. So he has different backgrounds, isn't it? And also he had that magnetic, very attractive personality. So he has used all in depth and he has given that Mahabharata. So very aptly he is addressed as Vishala Buddhe. Pullara Vindayata Patra Netra, one who has eyes which are beautiful like the petal of lotus. Here we should really understand that it is not the physical eyes which are prominently described. The quality of lotus, which is non-attachment, the beauty in itself, and purity. All these things are part of lotus. And his eyes are like that. That means he's not very judgmental. He uses the intelligence to understand as is. So his perception and what he has written can never be far from the truth. Because his eyes are looking at the world around him like lotus. Even though lotus is in slush, it is pure. and it is not attaching itself to anything. Nothing can stay on the petal. Even the water, it just rolls away. Like that, he was. Pullaravinda, fully blossomed lotus. Fully blossomed lotus means even his buddhi, mano, buddhi, and chitta, everything was like fully blossomed. That means it is well ripened. Yena tvaya bharata taila purnaha. And what did he do? Prajwalito jnanamaya pradipaha. He lit the lamp of knowledge through giving this Mahabharata, in which the flame is Bhagavad Gita. And how is he doing it? He is using Bharata Taila, which is Purna. Here, Taila means the oil which he is using to light up the light of knowledge, Prajnana, to light up that. He is using the oil which is Bharat. How is oil taken? They take the seeds, they crush it, and then they take out whatever negativity is there, which is not wanted, it is thrown. Only the things which are needed is taken, squeezed out as taila, the oil. So even here, he is using the whole Mahabharata, whatever is happening in it, he's crushing it, squeezing it out, and he's taking the spiritual wisdom, the laws, and then the divinity, all the good things, prosperity of nature, everything he's taking as Thailam, taking away the unwanted negative things from Bhagavad Gita. So, when that is the thing, it has to be giving out that jnana as its light, which is Bharata. In another way, if we take Bharata as nation, even then it is Karma Bhumi, Deva Bhumi, both are in Bharata, which is shining with so much of spiritual wisdom. He's using that as the oil. Bharata Taila. And then Vasudeva Sutam Devam. Kamsa Chanura Mardhanam. Devaki Paramanandam. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. Within one shloka, we can see him as Vasudeva Sutam, one who is member of a family. He being the son of Vasudeva. Vasudeva Sutam, who is divine Deva. Kamsa Chanura Mardhanam, as member of the community, society, he had to fight with Kamsa and Chanura and destroy them for the well-being of the society. And then Jagat Guru, as member of the whole world, he is standing as Guru. See, even this, it is such a beautiful shloka to visualize and meditate upon. We become expansive when we go deep into this. So, Kamsa Chanura Mardanam. Kamsa is ego. Chanura is the desires connected with that ego. So, both in combination, they were creating so much of turbulence in the whole society. So, he had to take care of the society, and thus he destroyed them. Devaki Paramanandam. Devaki is Jivatma. All individuals, we are all Devakis. If we look at it, Yashoda, Devaki, both of them are mothers. Yashoda had the opportunity to nurture, nourish Krishna physically and practically in her life. Whereas Devaki, she gave birth to him, but she had to nourish him, nurture him in her heart, inner heart, through her mind. So, only in her heart she is with Krishna. Means what? Krishna's presence is in much higher level in Devaki's heart. So, the heart of Krishna being all the time in Devaki, it used to give her Paramananda. Parama is the ultimate Ananda. That ultimate Ananda is Brahmananda. So it was a kind of tapas for Devaki because she was nurturing, nourishing that Krishna within herself with so much of love. Anyhow, when Krishna, after many years, came to see Devaki with Rukmini, it so happened that Devaki started telling Krishna, when you were young, I have missed all your leelas, Bala leelas. I feel like seeing it again. I missed it a lot. So there she is proving herself as Jivatma. Because she had more experience of Krishna continuously. Paramananda also she had got it. Whereas Yashoda, she was caring for Krishna and she used to do her own work, leaving Krishna at home or with someone else. So she was not constantly with Krishna. You think about it and contemplate on it. You might come up with many more other understandings. So here it is, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande, Jagat Gurum. He is the Guru for the whole world. So he doesn't have any boundary or barrier. He is Guru for everyone. And then Mukam Karoti Vachalam, Pangum Langayate Girim. Krishna, his compassion, his grace is such that Mukam Karoti Vachalam. A dumb person will start speaking like a great orator. Pangum Langhayate Girim. Pangu is one who is limpy, lame person. How can we expect him to climb up the hill? But Langhayate means he keeps jumping, hopping, and going very fast. That pangum, langhayate girim. Giri is that hill. Yat kripa, by whose grace Muka or the dumb person can talk, by whose grace the lame person can jump up on the hill. Tam, to that being who is Ishvara, Krishna. Aham Vande. And what else? Paramananda. He is nothing but bliss, pure bliss. Paramananda. He himself is that. So when we are connecting with him, that is all he can give us, nothing more. Because that's all he has, Paramananda. So he has to give that to us. Madhavam, who is the husband of Lakshmi Devi. Ma is Lakshmi. So he is blissful and highly prosperous because he is having Lakshmi with him. What else is needed? Isn't it? So Dhyana shlokas are done with this. We have spent a lot of time on this, which is really needed, and we have to contemplate and meditate. That is when we get the whole benefit of singing these shlokas. So let us go to Bhagavad Gita, first chapter. Before that, I would like to talk about in general what Bhagavad Gita is. If we look at Kauravas, Duryodhana and his brothers, they are carrying the genes of Dhritarashtra, who is blind by birth. And their mother, Gandhari, she voluntarily chose to become blind. So that means the parents, one is born blind, ignorant, and wife selected to be, she chose herself to be selectively ignorant. That is very dangerous. And that combination has given rise to these Kauravas. So they are carrying that. Plus, the way they were brought up is also influenced with lots of moha, attachment. The blind king was not able to see what is good for Kaurava children. He was blind for that. And the queen, she also chose to be indifferent or ignorant about things which were not going in the line of bringing up the children in the right path. So she used to cover herself from that. When they are the king and queen, naturally, even the subjects were put into confusion, doubt, and a kind of losing the self-confidence. So it had become very, very weak. In this situation, Kunti also brought her 5 children and they were all living together. And Pandavas were brought up with Dharma as the goal and they were nurtured in that way. So they bore with whatever adharma happening from Kaurava cousins to them. So from the beginning itself, in that Vamsha, there was fight or war between Dharma and Adharma. Dharma and Adharma. This is not only in that family, Kuru Vamsha, but it is there in every individual, like all of us. And Purandara Dasaru has composed such a beautiful Devarnama, which says, Hari Bhakuti Ullavara Sharirave Kurukshetra. A person who has immense devotion in Hari, his body itself is Kurukshetra. Visualize. The person who is devoted to Hari, his body itself is Kurukshetra. Avanu naranendu bagevavare narakavasigalu. Whoever conceives or thinks that person as just a being, just a person, he is living in hell. It is that strong. The words are that strong. Hari Bhakuti Ullavara Sharirave Kurukshetra. Avanu Naranendu Bagevavare Naraka Vasigalu. They are all living in hell because they are not seeing that person who has so much of bhakti in him. The way he is fighting with adharma and dharma both within his body, because it is Kurukshetra. And always there is victory for dharma. And because he is Hari Bhakta, naturally dharma in him will win over the adharma, which might pull him down now and then, now and then. So he is going through that within him, and he is a victorious person. If we don't recognize that, and if we just think him as one among us, we are living in Naraka. So that Kurukshetra has so much of value in it. So we have to visualize to get the best out of our Arjana, Geetarjanam. We have to visualize. When I'm talking, try to visualize the things and come with me. Let us do that study contemplatively. Then all the more we can get the rasa, the essence of Gita. So for that, we have to understand, we have to make our body and the mind as Kurukshetra. No doubt, there are negative tendencies, positive tendencies within every one of us. Let us become one with Krishna as long as we are in this Geetarjanam study, we have to visualize this every time we come in touch with the shlokas. And we have to know, I am Arjuna. I am that Arjuna who is listening to Krishna. I am that Arjuna who is going through that war in Kurukshetra. So once we visualize that, we can get into the mood of Bhagavad Gita easily. Probably we will be singing Sharada one after another, and then if time permits, I will explain. So, because we are in that war in Kurukshetra, the tune is like this. I am cutting the line into two parts so that you can repeat and practice it. And probably I will send you the recording continuously so that you will understand with what background you are reading this shloka. धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
समवेतायुयुत्सवः
समवेतायुत्सवः
मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव
मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव
किमकुर्वत सञ्जय
किमकुर्वत सञ्जय
दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकम्
दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकम्
व्यूढम् दुर्योधनस्तदा
व्यूढम् दुर्योधनस्तदा
आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य
आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य
राजा वचनमब्रवीत्
राजा वचनमब्रवीत्
पश्यैताम् पाण्डुपुत्राणाम्
पश्यैताम् पाण्डुपुत्राणाम्
आचार्यम् महतीम् च मूम्
आचार्यमहतीम् च मूम्
व्यूढाम् द्रुपदपुत्रेण
व्यूढाम् द्रुपदपुत्रेण
तव शिष्येण धीमता
तव शिष्येण धीमता
अत्र शूरा महेश्वासा
अत्र शूरा महेश्वासा
भीमार्जुन समायुधि
भीमार्जुन समायुधि
युयुधानो विराटश्च
युयुधानो विराटश्च
द्रुपदश्च महारथः
द्रुपदश्च महारथः
दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः
दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः
काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान्
काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान्
पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च
पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च
शैब्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः
शैब्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः
युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त
युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त
उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान्
उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान्
सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च
सौ
सर्व एव महारथाः
सर्व एव महारथाः
अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये
अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाय
तानि बोध द्विजोत्तमा
तान् निबोध द्विजोत्तमा
नायका मम सैन्यस्य
नायका मम सैन्यस्य
संज्ञार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते
संज्ञार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते
भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च
भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च
कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः
कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः
अश्वत्थामविकर्णश्च
अश्वत्थामविकर्णश्च
सौमदत्तिर्जयद्रथः
सौमदत्तिर्जयद्रथः
अन्ये च बहवः शूरा
अन्ये च बहवः शूरा
मदर्थे त्यक्तजीविताः
मदर्थे त्यक्तजीविताः
नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणाः
नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणाः
सर्वे युद्धविशारदाः
सर्वे युद्धविशारदाः
So, the first chapter is called Arjuna Vishada Yoga, where Arjuna is showing his sorrow, remorse. He is reflecting his life in this first chapter. The very starting is Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. It is the blind king Dhritarashtra who has the guilt, and he knows what Kauravas will go through in this war. Knowing that, he is very eager to know what is happening in the Kurukshetra. And it is of all the people, it is Dhritarashtra who is telling Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. In Kurukshetra, which is Dharma Kshetra, Samaveta, all have assembled. Who? Yutsava, the aspirant warriors. Mamaka, the army or the people on our side. Mamaka, that is Kauravas. Pandavaschaiva, and the people from Pandava army. Kimakurvata Sanjaya, what are they doing? What is happening there? So, what we can understand here is, when we know that something what I have done is not really correct, dharma, it will be pricking us in one way or the other. So, when there is something happening negative, it is the person who is involved with that situation in a negative way is the one who raises his voice first. Because the other person knows what is going on is wrong and I am not on the wrong side. So he's just there. And Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. And Vyasamuni has registered this because just before Dhritarashtra sat on that throne, Kurukshetra, that Kshetra was known as Dharma Kshetra because the Kuru Vamsha till Dhritarashtra came, the Vamsha, Kuru Vamsha, Kuru Rajas, Kuru Rajya was treading in Dharma path constantly. So it was a well-known thing that it was a Dharma Kshetra. And for the first time, this kind of war is happening, which is the Yuddha of Dharma and Adharma. And then Drushtva, then Sanjaya Uvacha. Sanjaya tells him to that blind king. Drushtva tu Pandavanikam Vyudham Duryodhanastada Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravi. King Duryodhana, having seen the army, Anika is army, Pandava's army, Vyudham being arranged well, he surpassing the commander-in-chief, who is Bhishma on Kaurava side. He is going, running directly, approaching. Upasangamya is approaching Acharya, that is Dronacharya. He ran to his guru. Here, Duryodhana is showing his fear like a child. When it is frightened, it runs to mother. Like that, he is running to Dronacharya. And he's talking to him, surpassing Bhishma Pitamaha, who was there. This shows his immaturity and fear so much. It is not ethics to surpass the commander-in-chief. Everything should go through him. And let us see what he is telling. Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupadaputrena Tavashishyena Dhimata. Pashyaitam, O Acharya, Pashyaita, behold, see, look at it. Panduputranam, by the Panduputras, Mahatim Chamum, the great army force, is arrayed, Vyudham. And Drupadaputra, that is Drishtadyumna, who is Tavashishyana Dhimata, one who is very intelligent. He is the one who has commanded that army and he has already arranged all these things. Look at it. So it is his fear which is talking there, looking at Pandava's side. Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha. Here Maharatha is using Maharatha again and again. That means great fighters on chariot who can kill 10,000s of people alone. They are called Maharatha. So that army is filled with Shura, the heroes, Maheshwasa, Maha Ishu Asa, the bowmen, archers. Ishu is bow. The archers who are really enthusiasts. That is Arjuna And Samayudhi, they are also equally good in their military prowess. They are great in that as well. Not only archery, they are also good at the tactics of Yuddha. Yuyudhano, Viratascha, Drupadascha, Maharataha. And they're all there. Yuyudhana, Virata, Drupada, they're all with them. So he's looking at in detail who are all there. Drishtaketu, Chekitanaha, Kashirajascha, Viryavan. Viryavan, they're all valorous. Who are they? Drishtaketu, Chekitana, Kashiraja, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja, Shaibhya, Narapungavaha. Narapungavaha are all great men among all human beings. Is there need for Duryodhana to come to Dronacharya and keep showing everyone of the enemy side, looking at their heroism when they are in the war field? What is happening? What is going on in his mind? Do we do the same mistake in our life, in our Mahabharata? And then Yudhamanyuscha Vikranta Uttamaujascha Viryavan. These are all other heroes. Saubhadra, Draupadeya, Sarva eva Maharataha. Certainly, all of them are Maharathas. They're all there. So it is the fear. Even the normal people, when we are so frightened, they all look very huge, like Bhuta. We get frightened inwardly. So like that, he's standing in the war field and he's able to see only the heroism of the enemy side. So just imagine to what extent he is fearful. And then he says, Asmakam tu Vishishtaye Tani Bodha Vijottama Nayaka Mama Sainyasya Sanyartham Tan Bravimite. O Dvijottama. This is the way he is calling his Guru Dronacharya. Dvijottama is one who is twice born. That is Brahmana, who does nothing but study, take the knowledge of Vedas. In that way, he is telling Dvijottama. That means it is taunting the Guru and telling him, they are all so great. O Dvijottama, your place is not the war field. You are Dvijottama. You belong somewhere else. No doubt, Dronacharya was not a warrior. He was a great, knowledgeable person of Astra Shastra. He knew the skills and the science of archery, war, everything. So he was like a professor. But he was also brought into the war to be part of that Kaurava army. So he was doing his duty as a subject of that Kurukshetra. And he was doing his duty. And he is the Guru who has taught Duryodhana as well. Dvijottama Asmakam tu Vishishtaye. Even especially powerful, Visishta. Especially our army is also very great. Be informed. Tanni bodha. You be informed that even our army is great. Nayaka mama sainyasya, and my Nayaka is also there. Sanyartham, for your information. Sanyartham, just to tell you, I will list all the people on my side. So it is like when we are having some kind of fear, we try to superimpose it on others, not knowing in front of whom we are talking. We forget in that anger mode or in fear, we forget to whom we are talking. And our words will be harsh, or it will not be coming out of our intelligence, but the anger, the fear, the mind, the lower mind is talking like that. Because I will give you an example. In zoo, a child of 4-year-old was looking at the lion. And when the lion came closer to the child, I mean, it was in the cage, but when it started walking towards the child, that child started consoling the child, which was only 4 months old, which doesn't know anything. So that kept saying, don't be afraid of the lion. It will not do anything to you. Don't cry. And it was not crying or doing anything. But this boy is telling that 4-month-old child. So there it was a child of 4 months. Here, Duryodhana, who is so frightened, he is talking to Dronacharya, who is his guru, and saying, for your information, I'm telling in detail how the opposite sides are greater than us. And in husky voice, he tells and he taunts much more both Bhishma, Pitamaha, as well as the Dronacharya. Let's take it in the next class. So, what we all can do is till the next week, these shlokas, let us try to see if we have done the same kind of mistake in our life. Do we have any example? If so, how did I handle it? Or if it comes, how I want to handle it? We have to think of it and try to make whatever we are studying in Bhagavad Gita, personalize it, customize it according to your life and your understanding. That way we can get a lot from Bhagavan Sri Krishna and Arjuna as our own self. We are all Arjunas. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Om Devi Gita